Hey, how are those Varta batteries over there? They last? They last for a while?
Welcome to the show.
Oh, we're on? Hi. Oh, hello.
I was calling them Vartan batteries. Matt Marash got a chuckle.
Like Vartan.
Hey, folks out there listening. This is the Film Photography Podcast, internet radio show for people who love to shoot film. And
FPP for those with short attention spans.
That's right. This is FPP 78, March 15th, 2013. And this is I would call this the last winter show.
Thank God.
This is a very quiet show. It's both myself and John Fedele in the studio. Yep. That's it.
This is as quiet as it's going to be when we're in the old age home for retired photographers. Film photographers.
We were going to take a break for the our usual winter break, take off either February or March, but Mark Dalzell kind of talked me out of it, and ironically,
he ain't here.
He's not. He kind of talked me out because he wanted to be on more shows.
What show?
But here we are, not taking the break and having a show, and there's no Mark.
Oh well, he'll get over it.
Yeah, he'll be all right. On today's show,
what show?
We're going to be talking about what's in John's camera bag. Because, John, I have to say, you've gotten shortchanged over.
I always get muscled out of the way.
Like, John will bring a bunch of stuff and then
sit here like a dunce in the corner.
Dane and Mark will bring over their cameras, and then we're like, oh, we're out of time. And then we won't even mention it. Like, it'll be like I'll be editing the show, and I'll be like, oh. And I'll call John. I'll be like, John, like, totally just forgot.
Totally effed me.
Yeah.
Get effed. That's all right. I'm used to it.
We're going to be talking about FPP Walking Workshop as part of the news. I have a newsletter, actual printed newsletter from the FPP store.
Nice.
We have listener letters. I'm going to be talking about the Brownie Hawkeye flash camera.
I always think of Hawkeye Pierce from MASH.
I always think of CP Hawkeye Fasakis, who could be listening to the show.
Could be.
Could be. He was a film photographer.
Film photographer for Ghoul School.
Yeah.
Didn't he shoot stills on Ghoul School?
Yes.
God.
We're going to be talking about the Mamiya M645 camera. We have two of them.
Mamiya 645.
Maybe a little bit talking about...
If Mark was here, we'd have three of them.
Oh.
Because he just got his.
Maybe we're going to be talking about some rangefinders. You express some interest in these little cult cameras.
I've got my first rangefinder coming.
Oh, okay. What'd you get?
Fed 3.
Okay. We're going to be giving away a Polaroid automatic land camera, model 220. I'm going to be talking about latest experiences shooting a model, having a model release, and talking about what agreement you should have with a model, and my experience, and why you should also have a very, very simple agreement as well.
Yeah.
That, and a lot more. And we'll be right back.
Breaking news. Go to your family's basements, your family's attic, drawers, turn things upside down, and look for your family's 110 film camera.
Yep, 110 Film is back. The film photography store is now stocking fresh 110 film, and if you don't have a camera, 110 new and vintage cameras. That's right, filmphotographystore.com.
Support the FPP.
Check out, try, revitalize your interest in 110 film.
110 film is back.
You thinking about trying it? You've never shot 110? Now's the time to do it. Filmphotographystore.com. We're carrying the new Lomography, the Orca 110 black and white. That's 100 ASA 110 film. The Lomography Tiger. Tiger 200 film. That's 200 ASA color film.
The very last batch, 2010 expired, Fuji film.
110 200 ASA, John Fedele's favorite. And the Lomography Red Scale
Lobster
110 film. Amazing. And most recently, and most exciting, a brand new
color
slide film, Lomography Peacock 110 color slide film. Awesome new 110 film stocks. Now's the time to check it out. Filmphotographystore.com. It helps the FPP. Very appreciative of all the folks that have been to the Film Photography Store. Please do check it out. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Hey, we're back. Hey, before we get started, I do want to talk about a battery conundrum. And this is, we talked about this briefly on another show, and I have some examples with me.
What do you mean, conundrum?
Okay, so here in front of me, we have the Canon QL17 rangefinder.
Yes, I can verify that.
This Canon, as well as the Canon FT, as well as many cameras of like the early to mid 60s, took what was known as a 1.5 PX625 Mercury battery.
Okay.
You have any of those cameras?
Nope. Are you allowed to have mercury in batteries anymore?
No, it was a 1.3 Mercury.
Oh, I thought you just said 1.5.
Yeah, well, the guffaw.
Guffaw.
Well, and it was a guffaw because the replacement PX625, see, look, battery, PX625.
Yes.
625PX.
Yeah.
Is 1.5 volts.
Uh-huh.
It's alkaline, not mercury.
Right. So is there a difference in the voltage with
Yeah,
alkaline
this is
and
higher
mercury?
voltage, so you're going to give your camera more voltage, which will make the meter off. So that was it's a big debate on the web.
Oh, how far
Did I
off?
welcome everybody?
Yeah, before.
Okay. Welcome everybody.
Oh.
So the conundrum is, now you see lately, I'm coining a term here, and first time usage on the FPP. I don't want people to get the film sweats. It's coined from the meat sweats.
That's a good one.
Which I got from David Lettieri, who used to work for me. Remember the sports guy?
Yeah.
He was really handy in the kitchen, in our FPP kitchen, and we'd have these lunch parties. Like all the guys would get together and have lunch, and we'd do hot dog day.
Yeah.
And it's easy to overdo it. And before you know it, you eat like 6 hot dogs.
That's horrible.
So Dave one day was like, "Oh, you're going to get the meat sweats," and he was absolutely right. Like
You got the meat sweats too.
you start perspiring, like you're eating all these processed nitrate meats.
Are you in the middle of eating like your 6th one, or are you starting to sweat?
You just feel bad. You start feeling queasy. You start like getting clammy skin.
Oh, it's horrible.
So the film sweats are when you start over worrying about something. Let's say you're packing your camera bag and you're like you're frenzied over it.
Right.
The film sweats, like you over worry things. So
or you forget what speed film you put in your camera.
Yeah, no, you have a really sweaty moment. People get the film sweats over people get, I swear, John, crazy over
crazy.
How can I put a PX 625 1.5 volt in my 1.3 volt?
Well, have you done it? What were your results?
Well, that's why I always say don't get the film sweats because, same thing with Polaroid automatic land cameras if you use an electronic flash. The M-Sync was for flash bulbs. X-Sync is for electronic.
Right.
It's an M-Sync camera, so by using electronic, it should be X-Sync. But me and Mark and a lot of the FPP guys are like, just don't worry, just shoot.
Yeah.
Just do it.
Yeah. Don't panic, just shoot.
Yeah, don't panic. So
shoot and adjust yourself accordingly.
I've been using the 1.5 volt batteries in my cameras.
And?
Well, I've been getting the film sweats.
Okay.
So I went out and found an alternative.
Which is?
Right here, the MR9.
Really?
It's the MR9 adapter made by Chris.
Chris? Spelled like Peter Chris.
Chris Camera Services. Chris Cam, CRISCAM.com. It's the M9 adapter. Of course, you need like a magnifying glass to read this.
Oh, yeah.
Replaces PX13 and PX625 mercury batteries. Uses readily available silver 386 batteries, which I'll explain. Installs into cameras or meters, same as original. No requirement for any modification. And what this is...
What does it do? Does it step down the voltage?
Yes, thank you. Look at that. Look at that.
It sucks up 0.2 volts somewhere.
Like all that extra metal sucks up the voltage. And so you buy this, which is a 386 1.55 volt
so many numbers.
battery.
Oh, I'm so confused.
And you drop this battery into this
Step down.
This step down is the exact size of the battery. Look, it looks like a battery, see?
Yeah. And the new battery fits in there.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah. Now, I have the receipt here.
Yeah.
So
$400.
$36.99.
That's dear.
But
Michael.
it's an investment.
Dear. I guess it is, yeah.
I mean, you'll have this...
Well, is it worth not getting the film sweats, spending the $36?
I bought it. I bought two of them because...
So now you're getting the bank account sweats.
But you see, I bought them because they're an investment. You know, I always scratch my head over people that really complain about price. Like,
Oh my God, film's so expensive. Oh my God, that impossible film, yada yada.
but I don't look at it that way. I look at what you're doing with your hobby as an investment. So this piece of equipment is an investment. The pictures you take, they're an investment. They're part of your portfolio. So the pictures that you're taking, there's no waste of time. You own that negative. It's a valuable thing.
Did you ever think about storing your negatives in a bank safety deposit box?
No, but I have one.
You have a bank safety deposit box?
I have a bank safety deposit box that's completely empty. I was over at the bank one day and I opened up X amount of accounts and they said, Mike,
you get a free box.
Exactly. They said, you qualify for a free safety deposit box.
One of those long, skinny ones that you can throw like $100 bills in.
I guess, but I had film sweats for days. So I'm like, what am I going to put in there? Should I put this in there? Should I put that in there?
Throw NIGs in.
Yeah.
The other option is, other than the MR9, is what's called a wine cell, W-E-I-N. Where's your...
Wine cell. I got my thing here.
Yeah.
Got my Apple product right here.
Look at that. If you type in wine cell, W-E-I-N-C-E-L-L.
Yep. It says wine cell MRB625 or wine cell PX675.
PX625?
675 or wine cell MRB400 or wine cell battery life.
When you type in wine cell PX625.
Yep. It says PX625 or PX625 UK.
Well, yeah, what do you got? Click it.
Okay. You can buy them on Amazon. $5.25.
Okay.
Or you can buy it new for $3.95.
It's known as an air cell battery. It's 1.3 volts?
Yep, 1.35 volt mercury photo batteries.
So
replacement. Exact voltage replacements for discontinued 1.35 volt mercury photo batteries. Look at that. You did your homework.
I did. And I'm going to end this topic with a letter from our good friend Nick Raypack. Nick, of course, last year on the FPP meetup in New York, was the tall fellow with the Polaroid cameras, young guy?
Yeah,
student.
He was doing the
he
was doing the chemicals, right?
He was coding the pictures, his black and white pictures. Yeah, good guy.
Nice.
Nick says, I was listening to the latest podcast where you brought up the topic of adjusting to alkaline batteries in a camera design for mercury. Due to the response of, he gets pretty deep here, due to the response of cadmium sulfite, compound in most mercury powdered light meters, the difference between 1.35 volt and 1.5 volt is not linear. Wow. In low light, the difference may be as little as 1/3 stop, whereas in bright sun, the difference may be as much as 3. Either way, the meter will become more sensitive to light, meaning you should overexpose off the meter reading. Overexpose. In addition, the voltage changes rapidly from the 1.5 going down to 1.35 and below. He's talking about using the
PX625.
The PX625 replacement 1.5 alkaline. This is his method. So we're going to have a bunch of methods here for you folks. I buy a size 675 hearing aid battery and use a metal washer to approximate the bulge on the 625. They don't last as long as the old Mercuries, but they deliver a constant voltage of about 1.37.
So he puts a metal washer.
That's right.
Inside the battery compartment.
That's right. I must step it down.
Which is basically what you're...
Except he did his for 50 cents and I did mine for $36. So there you have it, folks. The answer to the mercury battery problem is 3 options.
That would be a good experiment to do.
I'm sure he already experimented.
Yeah.
He said listed as 1.4, but usually around 1.37 volts for their entire life.
Really?
So
it just dies. Doesn't like lose voltage. It just one day up and dies.
Yes.
Wow.
So here you got the replacement. If you type in PX625 in like batterymart.com, you're going to get the alkaline 1.5. You could use that. No, don't get the film sweats. You just do it. Or you go online to peterchris.com.
I want to say it. You
go to chriscam.com and get the MR9 adapter. That allows you, it's a step down, that allows you to use a 386 1.55 volt battery in it. It'll step it down. That'll work very nicely. Or the Wine Air battery, $5. Sounds like the Wine Air is the cheapest.
Yeah, definitely.
Or
you forgot Nick's solution.
Nick's fix.
Get your hands out of the development tank and solution.
The 675
Go to Home Depot.
The 675 hearing aid battery with a metal washer approximate in size to the bulge on the original 625 battery.
Probably be a 3/8 washer.
Well,
what got you off on this?
Because I've been buying cameras that take the PX625.
And you were like, huh.
I've been using the replacements, but then Mark Dalzell gave me the film sweats. Because I just bought the Wine Air battery at Unique Photo, which is here in New Jersey. It's a big photo superstore. And he started making me feel bad about using these wrong voltage batteries.
He made you feel so bad you went out and spent $36.
I actually bought 2 of them. I spent total with shipping $83.43.
Good golly, Miss Molly.
From chriscam.com.
Is that an acronym? CRIS?
It doesn't say what it is at any place. They're nice folks over there. I've bought from them before. Well, thank you. Moving right along. Let's do some news first. Well, we'll do, rather than running our spots, I'm going to do some live spots.
Hey.
We have our FPP Walking Workshop 2013.
Come on down.
That's right, April 12th through the 14th, 2013. Did I say 2013?
Yeah. Okay.
I got an email from Leslie.
He said 2012.
Everything is at 2012. Stoops. April 12th through 14th, 2013, Findlay, Ohio. Join host and photographer Leslie Lazenby with special guests, me, Matt Marash, and Findlay University professor Jeff Salisbury. For a casual, fun weekend of film photography.
Yes.
It's going to be like a whole weekend just hanging out.
It's going to be fantastic.
It's like Main Street USA.
Well, what do you got planned? What's going on there?
Well,
what
is a walking workshop? Rather than the standard sit-down or classroom scenario, FPP Walking Workshop is a fluid, fun weekend of casual instructions on all formats for traditional photography, including instant, 110, 35, 120, 620, 4x5, 5x7, 8x10. Bring your favorite camera or check out a camera from the Imagine That shop in Findlay.
That's the way to go.
Attendance is free. Reservations are required. You can come one day, you can come all days. You do whatever you want. You just have to email Leslie at imaginethat@ameritech.net. AMERITECH.net. So just contact Leslie, say, I'm coming to the FPP Walking Workshop. There's a special rate at the Findlay Inn of $62 a night.
Cheap.
That's
Good
cheap.
God. Have you stayed there before?
Yeah, nice.
Flea bag or what?
Swanky. No, swanky.
Give you breakfast, continental?
I think they do.
Glazed over
I bring
sugary
my
buns,
health
or?
food trips. I bring my own.
Well, what's on the continental breakfast? Small boxes of cereal and glazed over donuts.
They have... You make your own waffle. They have a waffle machine.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Fresh fruit or compote?
Yes, everything.
And
I'm sure they have like one meat.
One meat.
They do. So what's happening in Findlay, Ohio, April 12th, that's Friday, will be we'll all meet at the Jones Mansion.
Have
you heard Leslie talk about the Jones Mansion?
I don't believe so.
It's a historical site. We're going to be giving out FPP goodie bags, loaded with film, stickers, all sorts of stuff.
Oh, fun.
An itinerary, parking information, maps, eateries, emergency contact info, in case you get your film jammed up. Hors d'oeuvres.
What?
It says hors d'oeuvres.
What?
I don't know what.
Frito chips?
I don't know.
Frito-Lays?
Soft drinks and chat. Saturday, the 13th of April, will be the Walking Workshop. We're going to meet at the Jones Mansion. Light breakfast, munchies, and coffee provided by the Baker's Cafe. And we'll have a guided film walk in downtown Findlay.
Leslie's going to supervise that? Or
Yes.
She's going to be the tour guide?
I believe so.
She's very knowledgeable.
Yes.
Should be fun.
Later in the day, at 5 p.m., a Polaroid party hosted by Professor Jeff.
Woo!
over at the University of Findlay, and it says here we're going to be doing casual demos, emotional lift demo, negative bleaching, impossible film demo, pack film demo. Exactly. And on Sunday, April 14th, for folks who are down for the whole weekend, large format fun.
Oh my God!
Me and Matt and Leslie are gonna get our large format cameras out.
You're going to walk around, or you're going to do it like at the Joneses' mansion?
No, I think we'll walk around.
That'll be fun.
So
you three people walking around town with your large format cameras.
I know a lot of folks have emailed or posted like, "Hey, when are you going to have a meetup in my town?" And the logistics of having a meetup in your town are not really practical. So I would like folks out there who listen to the show on a regular basis to think about actually coming to Findlay, Ohio. Like, we're going to be there the whole weekend, and we'd like you, if you have the time, to map out say, hey, I'm going to get on a bus, plane, train, automobile, and I'm going to go to Findlay, Ohio to have an FPP weekend.
Yeah, that'll be
fun.
What
do you call that? Like
a retreat.
Yeah, thank you. A retreat. It's like a film retreat.
No hootenanny at night?
I'm sure there are local pubs like this Waldo Peppers.
Waldo Peppers, really?
Yeah.
The Great Waldo Pepper?
That's what it's called.
Oh.
They serve alcohol for people who
that's good news.
want to booze it up.
Yeah.
So
well, that sounds like a great weekend.
Yeah, I'm going to be there.
Be there, be square.
Yeah, I was trying to rope some of the other Jersey guys in, but you guys have friends and families, and
I wish
busy.
I wish I could make it, but I'm obligated that weekend, unfortunately. So what else you want to talk about?
Well, I'd like to talk about the FPP store briefly. Rather than running a spot, I want to talk about the fact that we now have a printed. Look at that.
Yeah, it's deluxe.
It's a printed newsletter that now goes out with everyone that orders from the Film Photography Store. For people out there who don't know, it is an online store that's part of the Film Photography Podcast, and I'm going to read you the news very quickly.
Great.
What is the store? The store is a consistent source of trusted, reliable, and guaranteed vintage cameras and new, awesomely priced film. That's true.
Yeah, you got a lot of film in there now.
Oh, my God.
More all the time.
More all the time. In keeping with its mission to support film shooters and companies that manufacture film and film-related products worldwide, the FPP announced newly reduced prices on all Kodak films in its online store.
What?
New prices for 35mm and 120 Kodak film can be found in the online store.
What?
It's filmphotographystore.com. That includes Portra, 160 Portra 400, Ektar 100, T-Max 100, Tri-X 400.
What?
Priced drop, effective immediately, allows the FPP online store to compete with leading online superstores, while maintaining and growing its customer service, educational, and philanthropic goals.
Philanthropum comes alive.
Show your love for the FPP and pick up some Kodak film.
Hey, yeah.
Portra 800 added.
New?
Yeah.
Really?
Smooth, amazing Portra 800 35mm film. Best price on the web.
You don't have it 120?
Not yet. Soon. I put together a Kodak 35mm sampler pack. So let's say you go up on the store, but you'd like to sample a little bit of each.
Sure.
You can pick up a sample pack and get one roll of Ektar, one roll of Portra 160, one roll of Portra 400, and one roll of Kodak T-Max 100.
All for
one
the low
roll
price. More?
Tri-X 400.
Jeez.
And that's not all. What fun when you receive a bonus roll of mystery 35mm film. Will it be color print? Will it be chrome, black and white? What will it be? It's called the 5+1 giveaway.
Yeah. How much?
I don't know. I don't have the price here. It's online, filmphotographystore.com.
We'll find out right now.
620 film. You asked for it. Oh, yeah, you got the eye product. 620 film for your favorite Kodak folder or other 620 camera. The FPP store has started to stock both expired and fresh 620 film. Each roll of film, of course, is on a vintage 620 spool, which we advise you to keep after processing so you can return it for a discount on future films or roll your own.
Nice.
110 film. Brought the whole array here, John.
I know, I see it. I was perusing that before. It's beautiful.
110 film, for folks who haven't tried it yet, I highly encourage you to bust down your grandpappy's door and get their 110 camera, because almost every parent or grandparent in the United States had a 110 camera. Your dad have one?
Of course. Probably still has it.
So right now in 2013, we have Fujifilm, which is a favorite of John's.
Yes.
It's expired.
Fuji 110, nice.
Yep. We have a brand new color Tiger 200, Orca black and white 100. Lobster Red Scale 200, and Lomography Peacock 200 color slide.
Yeah.
We're stocked up in the FPP store. I don't know. They just come up with these cool names. They're kings of packaging.
I would love to see
Look at the meetings.
people. Yeah.
Oh. Well, they're in Austria.
Ah.
Yeah. Do you think they wear a monocle?
Well, I dare say. Peacock is rather controversial.
We have a limited last batch of Fugatsu 400.
Yuck. I just got some of that back. Grainy as a mofo.
Well, we probably shot it incorrectly.
No, I had a metered camera.
This properly tabbed 400 speed film was from a short run from the mysterious Fugatsu company.
They forgot to keep their business going. They're gone, huh?
Gone.
Disappeared.
Disappeared.
How many rolls you got for that?
We placed a large order in 2012, only to never hear from them again. Emails, telegrams, letters, and courier pigeon, all ignored. Wow. Fugatsu, we will miss you.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's no information anywhere where this
Zero.
film came from, where it was made.
Even ordering it, I would just get an email from Norman.
Right. Who would tell you in broken English.
Yes, and then would send money to a PayPal account, and then a box of film would. So I think I have like we had like I think a hunch.
Wow.
I think FPP store had 100 rolls of Fugatsu 400. It's been selling. It's properly tabbed because
It's black and white, right?
Yes. No. No. Fugatsu 400 color.
No.
Yeah.
What was the
Maybe you had
black and
Fugatsu
white?
100.
It must be because the black and white I shot.
Oh.
It was terrible. Terribly good fun to shoot with.
I'm sorry you had a bad experience. You don't have to worry about it anymore.
That's true.
But the people that have been shooting with Fugatsu, I think they've been having some good experience.
So what am I searching for in the store? What do you call it? 5+1 giveaway?
You're in the store?
Yeah.
Go to 35 millimeter film. Should be a drop.
Ooh, 35 Kodak black and white T-Max 5-pack, $22.
The film photography store prices are 1 penny lower than the big chain stores. But we have the most reasonable shipping on the web. Do you know why?
Why?
Because the store, which you're looking at on your iProduct, is connected directly to the USPS. So whatever the actual shipping is, or the weight, is the shipping. Sadly, the United States Postal Service has raised their international rates. I don't know if you've noticed.
They're going to stop Saturday delivery, too.
They're having some problems over here at the USPS. You'd think they'd get Kevin Costner on like some kind of border advisors.
Stoops.
You know, he's the postman, right?
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anybody see that epic out there?
Mark Dalzell's one of his favorite movies.
The Postman.
That is one of his favorite movies. He's into post-apocalyptic movies, and that's one of his faves.
Tom Petty's in it.
Yeah, apparently so.
He like shows up midway through.
Hey, I'm Tom Petty. It's Tom Petty.
He's like complaining. Hey, well, I'll be getting any mail soon.
So the 5+1 is $27.18. Bargain.
That's 6 pieces of film. Fresh, Kodak.
Plus a FPP sticker.
Plus a FPP sticker. The American Woods edition of the Impossible film. You familiar with that?
Woody border. Faux wood borders.
Oh, I just showed John some Impossible American Woods film for your
You shot
Polaroid
this a
camera.
long time ago.
2 days ago.
When did you see Joey K?
Joey K was by last week.
You don't tell me?
Yeah.
It's big news.
It is big. You should be in the
I
news.
haven't seen Joey K in like 2 years.
I'm sorry, folks. Some new news. Joey K is back in the fold. No, he's working. He's helping the FPP cut some videos.
Great.
Yeah, it's good, right?
The images are beautiful.
It's PX 680 color protection film with a wood border, and the border you have 3 choices. It's a 3-pack. You get hard maple, canyon oak, and hickory nut.
Hickory nut. Yes.
Yeah.
If you go to the filmphotographystore.com, you can check out the American Woods.
I mean, you're into the border thing. You like when Fuji Instax does the little, Halloween and
I
the
love it.
rainbow. You like the border.
I do, but couldn't you see you could shoot your pops with the border film because that's what their den would look like?
I guess so.
Do you know the Fred at the the health food store over here?
Yes.
Do you know Fred, the tall guy, the owner?
Oh, yeah.
His behind him on the counter, he has a wood panel.
Yeah.
That looks like that border.
Is that right?
I shot him. If you go over there now, you'll see that wood panel
picture.
film. Yeah.
Well, see, you found an application for it.
I did.
Good for you. Good for you.
Fuji Pack film. This is the film that goes into your Polaroid automatic land camera.
Yeah.
FPP, price reduced. Under $10.
Nice.
Under $10 a pack.
For either
FP100C. The black and white went up. I see a lot of rumbling on the web about prices. Yeah, folks, sadly, I don't know about outside the U.S., everything's gone up.
Yeah.
Everything's gone up. Shipping,
Because people are starting to get back on their feet.
film. I mean,
Hey, scream for joy, the FPP Plastic Filmtastic 120 camera.
the Debonair has gotten rave reviews
Yeah.
from just about every FPPer that's been lucky enough to purchase one. It's under $20, and it ships with a free roll of film.
Could be better.
And then it says here, I'm reading out of the actual printed newsletter. Everyone at the FPP thanks you for listening to the show and visiting our humble online store. We're here for you, fellow film shooters. Keep on shooting. And signed by me, Michael Raso, and William Approsino, customer service.
Yeah, he's the man.
He's over there right now.
Yep, sweating away.
So
He's
he's
film sweating it away.
packing a box.
Packing a box with your name on it. out
Exactly.
there, dear listener.
So, hey, let's take a quick break.
I just bought the most marvelous birthday present for Mother. Did you, darling? How nice. What is it?
It was supposed to be a surprise.
A camera? Whatever for? I can always conjure up pictures if I want to without all that fuss.
Well, that's why I chose it. There is no fuss with the Kodak Instamatic camera. There, all loaded and ready to go, even indoors.
Don't you dare.
Actually, I think I'll keep it myself.
Oh, these poor mortals are getting rather clever. I think I might keep it.
You will? Let me finish wrapping it.
Oh, well, don't bother. Just say cheese.
Limburger.
Oh, pew.
For most of us, taking pictures with a Kodak Instamatic camera is easier than witchcraft. And they start at less than $19.
They really are perfect gifts. See your Kodak dealer.
Hey, we're back. Here, let's read a letter from Ricky Shehorn.
Pronounced Shehorn, like a female bull, yeah. Just wanted to say hi. Just wanted to drop a line and say hi. I've been away from listening to the podcast, but I'm getting caught up quick. I just got the Plastic Fantastic Debonair 120 camera I ordered, waiting for the weather to warm up a little bit to get the time to run my first roll of film through. I'm sure we're going to hear back from Ricky about how absolutely thrilled he is with the camera.
I'm sure we will.
That's our all the other people have bought.
You know, folks out there listening, I can't tell you how enthusiastic I am about this little plastic camera. It really is a lot of fun. Have you scanned any pictures that you shot?
Yes, I did.
With
I haven't posted them yet. Yeah.
Oh, how are they looking?
Great.
Good.
Terrific. From my vacation last year down in Wildwood.
Oh, okay. The box of film you have is that old.
Yes.
Which brings up a great little segue. John recently acquired a Epson V700 film scanner.
Yay.
And what's that been like for you?
It's been great. It's hard to find the time, but, once you get a rhythm down, it's fun. I actually look forward to locking myself in the basement and getting busy.
Now, I know different people have different feelings about scanning. Some people enjoy it. Other people see it as a drudge. How do you feel?
Well, it was a drudge when I had like 20 rolls to sort through of various formats, 110, 120, and 35. So that was a little bit nerve-wracking. But now that I've kind of thinned it out a bit, it's fun to just go down there for an hour and bang out a couple of rolls.
And have you been using the Liza Scream 110 digital Liza?
No.
Oh.
I've been taping it.
You've been taping it?
Yeah.
It's kind of funny. I wound up doing the same thing.
Yeah. I haven't used it yet.
Oh, okay.
I plan on using it because taping it is starting to become a little bit of a drag.
The digital Liza, it's made by Lomography. The FPP has it
really
in the store.
easy to use.
It's real easy to use. And I found that you could actually have two of them side by side on the scanner.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. So you can scan two strips at once.
Yeah, that's a real time saver.
Yeah. Everyone out there listening wants to know how
Although,
to.
Does it register in the corner? So every time you take it out and put it back, your masks are in the same spot?
Oh, that's a good question. I just move the masks around a little bit. There is no actual how-to on things. I mean, there's how to use the equipment, but everyone develops their own kind of style.
Yeah.
Don't you think? Technique.
Yes, definitely.
Scanning is tricky. I've seen people post images on the Flickr. That's flickr.com, which, by the way, this very podcast, Film Photography Podcast, has a group, which I would love for you guys to check out. I've seen people kind of over-scan things.
What do you mean?
I think if you overdo it, the settings could...
Oh, what? Too high a setting?
Too much grain. Yeah, you kind of overdo it.
Well, what's your DPI? Mark Dalzell does a ridiculous DPI.
Oh, Mark Dalzell.
1200.
He's not here, can't speak. I'll speak for him. I'm guessing he does 1200 DPI
yes.
at the actual size of the frame.
Oh, is that right?
Yep. Whereas
600.
I prefer 300 DPI, but then I increase the size. In other words, it's enlarging it.
Right.
To, I think it's what, like 6 inches by 5 inches?
500%, you said.
500%.
That's what I've been doing. Yeah.
And then when you post on Flickr, do you beat down that image to post it?
Do I beat it down? Do I?
Do you go into image size and lower the?
No.
You don't.
Why not? Is there an image size limit on Flickr?
Well, okay, from the perspective of someone who is posting something that you are afraid.
Afraid?
I hate to use that word, afraid.
You're saying you don't want people to download your image and use it.
Thank you. That's exactly what I'm saying. People have a fear. Many people face their fear of their images being stolen by uploading a small enough size so that if someone steals it, they can't print it.
I see.
It'll be too low to print.
Right.
There's two different philosophies. There's my philosophy, like I'm kind of aligned with Matt and Leslie and everybody else, and you guys too, which is you just put it up there, you put your credits, and you don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Someone stole an image of mine of a Polaroid camera and used it on their eBay auction to sell a camera.
Okay. What'd you do about it?
I sent them a note.
And what'd they say?
They didn't respond yet.
Stoops.
Hey, exactly. I said, hey, you are using my image to sell your camera. Here's the link to my image on Flickr. Please remove this from your auction or else I will be forced to contact eBay. I don't like people using stuff without permission. Yeah. You don't care?
I don't know. I haven't been put in the position, so
you ever
I
really
don't
thought
know
about it?
No, I haven't. Because it's been a thing with music over the years. Like Kevin and I have the philosophy where it's like, if somebody's going to download it, great, because that's just another person who wants to hear it.
Kevin's the other pink delegate.
Right. And we're not going to get rich, and so what? They ripped us off of $5, maybe.
Of the Pink Delegates rock group.
Yeah. But if
what
it becomes
if you see
a
picture, you know that picture you have up on your Flickr account of like your kids in superhero outfits?
Yeah.
What if you saw like an ad for kids' jeans?
Well, that would
in Russia.
That would get me pissed, yeah.
With your kids in it.
Well, I would be annoyed, sure.
You'd probably be more than annoyed.
Yeah.
But your wife's a lawyer.
My wife's a lawyer, and I'm sure she'd whip out a letter in 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Translate it to Russian.
So you've been enjoying scanning with the V700.
Yes.
Anyone out there listening who thinks they're going to be doing a fair amount of film scanning, meaning getting all your film, maybe process only, you don't worry about prints, I highly recommend the V700.
It's, you know what, it's, for some people, I can see how it would become frustrating, because it does get a little bit arduous, and it is a task. But now that I've figured out the settings and figured out a workflow, it's relaxing.
It is?
So, yeah, I can listen to podcasts while I'm doing it. I can catch up on my newest, or the latest download musically that I don't get a chance to listen to. So it gives you a little space to just
listen to
relax.
The new band I turned you on to, Paper Cuts.
Excellent.
KTZ Cuts.
Paper Cuts. If anybody is into the band Broadcast, which sadly the lead singer,
and that was in
My Bloody Valentine.
Yeah, My Bloody Valentine is the template.
The Bethany Curve.
Kitchens of Distinction, you know those guys? Those are good. Those guys
are
are
90s, man.
80s.
Oh, God, see?
Yeah.
Back in the day. So what else is on Blouse?
Well, Blouse is a band.
Oh, it is?
Yes, it is.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I thought Blouse was like some kind of cool name for the type of music.
And, of course, I heard Blouse from some other station I program, which I don't remember.
Well, like what other bands are in that?
All kind of shoegazy.
Oh.
Guitars are kind of echoey.
Yeah, reverb. That's the big thing now.
Yeah, the reverb.
Like the 50s sound.
Yeah. So I heard Paper Cuts, and I was like, oh, my God, what is this? And there's a link to go to Amazon.
Oh, really? Smart.
It is smart.
You downloaded it or bought the physical product?
I downloaded it.
Yeah.
Amazon.com.
How much?
It was
$9.
Yeah, it was $9. Wasn't one of your $3.99 specials. That's why I'm always encouraging, and I ask you, I ask Dane Johnson of the Kelsey. Like, hey, can you guys get on, like, the services you use for your music, can you get on Pandora?
You can.
It's worth it.
You pay, I think, if you pay them $50, they'll play it 10 times. They'll play your song 10 times on somebody's channel. And they'll listen to it for 10 seconds, give it a thumbs down, and move on.
You know,
it's probably money well spent. I'm being sarcastic.
You don't get more than that? You don't know.
I don't know what the rates are.
I think it's worth being on Pandora Radio.
We'll get Ballard on there, too.
Ballard should definitely be on there. We're talking about Darren Riley, our good pal. Pancho. Formerly Pancho, now Ballard.
Yeah.
Darren Ballard.
Pancho
Riley. His new pop tunes. My favorite of Pancho is his EP.
Yeah.
The EP.
That came out before this record?
Is Jennifer's Dead on there?
Oh, I
No Pockets.
I never heard that one.
There's a gent lives on our street, he got no pockets. And I wonder how he carries stuff, I'd drop it. He got nowhere to keep his keys and change. It would surely drive me crazy, so deranged. You can often see him in the morning walking, and I think I've heard him singing, maybe talking. His dead man's arms hang limply by his side. I guess he got no place to put him in his strides. He got no pockets. 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 That man has got no pockets.
Oh, you have no pockets? The little...
I think so, unless it was on the new CD he put out. Little Rockets.
No, did you get your personalized Little
Yes,
Rockets?
I did.
What's on your cover?
A picture of my face.
Oh, really?
Yeah, what's on your cover?
Picture of my face.
Isn't that great? Yeah, Darren, I guess he customizes each CD.
Can you go to Google and type in Ballard Pop and see what comes up?
Ballard Pop. Ballard Designs. No, Ballard Popcorn. Ballard Music.
Say...
What's your favorite
Darren Riley?
flavor?
Does it say Darren Riley?
Well, he's got it on Pretty Colors. Little Rockets. Yeah, this is him. SoundCloud. He's on.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
the
it's him.
SoundCloud. Oh, but how do you get to the EP?
No pockets. Here it is.
He writes about, you could picture like a neighborhood, like there's a gentleman on our street who has no pockets.
Well, he's very much like from the Ray Davies School of Songwriting.
Got no pockets, got no pockets.
Got no like the little ditties
Yeah, he writes great little ditties.
about like little colorful people.
Ordinary Life.
So you say Ray Davies, I say maybe not as as colorful as Syd Barrett, but Syd wrote, like See Emily Play,
Right.
and what's the other one? Arnold Lane,
Right.
the
About
little
crazy
ditties
people.
about interesting people.
Right.
Got no pockets. This is a guy who has down my street who has no pockets.
Yeah. Well, the songs are brilliant.
Yeah.
And the album is getting great response. A
Yes,
lot of
it
people
is.
are singing his praises, so.
So if you go to the Google and you type in Ballard Pop or Darren Riley, Riley,
Yeah, it's on
Ballard Pop.
It's on ballardpop.com.
Oh, okay. That's good. Speaking of pop music, these days, we're talking about music.
Yeah, we got
a lot of folks, musicians, even, what I consider famous musicians, although Robin Hitchcock, most people are like, huh?
Robin Hitchcock?
Robin Hitchcock.
Did you know he actually played the guitar on the Decemberist album, The Hazard of Love?
I did not know that.
On one song, he played solo guitar.
I love Robin Hitchcock. As a matter of fact,
You've been singing his praises since I met you. You know that?
No, I've been singing his praises since you gave me a cassette of something you didn't like. You're like, I don't like this.
Oh, so I turned you on to him inadvertently. Yeah. Really?
And you're like, I don't like...
I didn't get it.
You didn't get it.
Maybe it's time to re-listen to Robin.
So these days, I don't think he's signed to a major label, so...
He's floating around.
People like Robin Hitchcock, people like Pat Sansone and the Autumn Defense.
The Autumn Defense.
They're on Yep Rock.
Yeah?
You know those guys?
Nope.
Okay, Google Yep Rock.
Yep Rock. Y-E-P?
Y-E-P.
You sure that's just not their homemade... oh, shit.
No, it's real. It's real.
Well, because,
it's as real as the FPP store.
Wilco doesn't... they're not on a major label anymore. They self-distribute.
They do?
Yep.
I did not know that.
Yeah, their last album was all their own. They got Gotham County Line. They got Chris Stanley. They got Josh Rouse.
So essentially these are...
Robin Hitchcock, live from London.
Oh, that's what this is.
On Yep Rock.
Oh, how about that?
Look at you. You didn't even know.
I didn't know. So essentially, Yep Rock...
Autumn Defense hits the studio to finish upcoming album.
So I guess what happens is that this is like the new indies, right? Yep Rock? The
I guess
new
so,
indies.
Yeah, they're into some... Although there's a lot of stuff like that, like Graham Parker just put another album out on a small independent...
Don't bother with the local girls.
The name of the album is called Three Chords Good. Love from London. Oh, it's Love from London, not Live from London. Sorry.
Oh, Love from London. Let everyone know out there that Darren Pancho, or I should say Darren Ballard Pop Riley, Darren Riley's going to be here in the U.S.
Yeah.
The third week of
He's
April.
going to sit in on the Smooth. He's going to sit in on the FPP.
I thought we'd talk about models and model releases. Recently, I was on a photo shoot.
So what renewed your interest in shooting models, first of all? Because you haven't done it in a while.
2 years.
So
Took 2 years off.
Why now?
Got the doldrums.
Yeah.
You kind of...
Tired of shooting the same old thing.
I was lacking inspiration. So what got me excited about shooting again was gear acquisition syndrome, GAS, acquiring so many cameras and not having subject matter to shoot.
There you go.
Also, I kind of, couldn't gel together what I wanted to do with the images. I'm a very task-oriented person. I need a reason. Like, I need a reason.
I heard that.
You know, if it's a craft or if it's an exercise, like I was making Lomo Kino movies because it was an exercise in using the camera.
Yeah.
I've decided that in the next 2 years, I'm going to be compiling enough images shot on different cameras to be able to publish a book about film photography. And getting back into film photography. A book for people who either want to get into film photography or into film photography but want some stats about certain cameras.
Mm-hmm.
So, therefore, I'm talking about, like some of the cameras we're going to talk about in a few minutes, the Mamiya 645. There'll be a Mamiya 645 page with some technical details about the camera, my experiences with it personally, and images I took with it over the course of 2 years, so they'll be varied.
Oh, yes.
So this is going to be basically my personal experiences with certain film cameras, how to use them, what I like about them, and sample images from them. So I was contacted by this woman, Jill, on Model Mayhem. And Model Mayhem is a free site where photographers, makeup artists, and models can post their stuff.
I think we used to talk about that with Dwayne.
Yes, we did.
Back in the day.
And I only shoot film, so my profile says I only shoot film. So Jill, who's in Manhattan, said, hey, I'm looking for someone who only shoots film. And she's in Manhattan, and believe it or not, of all the people in Manhattan, most people shoot digital.
Match.
So yes, exactly. It's a match. Paige Davis has been doing makeup and hair for film shoots. So it was a good collaboration for the three of us to work on. She contacted me. I brought Paige into the mix and said, because Jill's specialty is costuming mid-20th century. So
interesting.
So she said...
She's a flapper.
Yes. Well, this particular shoot was a little bit more like 1950s.
Oh, okay. Oh, mid. Yeah,
mid.
Century.
So she said, Jill, I have a location in Queens, New York that's mid-20th century. You name it, from the wallpaper to the props. The guy who lives there has like old phones.
Formica countertops.
Everything old. Everything mid-century. And
really?
And
wow.
It's a mid-century building.
It's a house or
apartment.
How weird was that?
It's pretty weird.
It's like walking into the past.
Yeah. First of all,
was it nicely kept or smelly?
You could picture a apartment complex in New York City. This is in Queens. But you know how like some tenement apartments have heat at one setting?
Yeah.
Heat on
or off.
Heat on.
So this apartment was about at least 85 degrees.
Okay.
I mean, at least, with no windows open.
Oh, dear.
And this odd 1950s or earlier, get up. I packed my bag, which is actually, this whole shoot is a subject of Analog Revival blog. If you Google Analog Revival February 2013, you'll see a blog that I contributed to talking about this very shoot, where I packed my bag, my Mamiya 645, the Kodak Hawkeye Brownie, a lot of these cameras we're going to be talking about today, went there, shot, and that kind of restarted me into shooting people. So last week I shot Desiree, which I have an interview with, audio interview.
Right.
And this week I'm shooting Serena, also from Manhattan.
Oh, look at you.
So I'm shoot, which brings me to what is very important to folks listening, which is, I can't stress enough, and always shocked and amazed how people don't do it, which is getting a model release.
Right.
So there's 3 things you need to know. A, get a model release. If you do not have...
That's the first question. Get a model release. Yeah, where?
Now, people may say, listening, it seems like, Mike, everything that comes out of your mouth is get it at thefilmphotographystore.com. Like a self-promoting P.T. Barnum. And the reason that is because the FPP store is stocked for you.
Yeah.
The very reason that there's a model release in that store is the very reason that I believe that everyone needs to have one. So for $6 or whatever...
Trying to make it easy. This will hold water.
Well...
It's not going to be like thrown out of court.
Anything on a piece of paper is a legal document.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Will it hold its water, or will a judge go, what is this?
No, it's a model. This is an official model release.
Harumph.
And I also have the model releases that Michael Weiss wrote years ago.
A lawyer.
Yeah,
lawyer.
Yes, you can go to a lawyer and get a model release written, and it's going to cost you
couple hunch.
Easy, couple hunch. You could scour the web for a model release, or you can go to FPP store and drop $6.
And what do you get? You got a whole pad.
You get a pad.
You get a whole pad for $6.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. I thought you were talking about you get one sheet of paper for $6.
No, you get a whole pad. You carry this with you.
Okay, well, just trying to, the people who can't see through their iPads and iPhones, I'm trying to explain it for them.
That's good. Now, on top of model release, I would like to reinforce to folks listening that the whole package is this, from my personal experience. Model release, great, get the side. also get a photo, like take a picture of that model's ID.
Okay, why?
In this day and age, you need proof that person is the person they are.
Okay.
And also verification of age. If you're shooting a model
naked
and happen to be doing nudes, a model has to be over 18.
Yeah, and that's the way you prove it.
That is the way you prove it.
Okay.
In a court. Now so you have your release and you have your ID. That means that the release now gives you full access to use the image in any way you see fit in the whole universe. That's 2 out of 3. The third is a little agreement, could be on the back of the release, between you and the model. So Jill specified to me, but not in writing, that I'm doing design work. I'm designing the clothes, and whenever I'm doing design work, you can credit me and you can use my last name.
Okay.
But if I also happen to be the model, I don't want my last name used. But if you don't get that in writing, how easy is that to forget?
Hell yeah.
Like I did. So I got an email saying, I thought we agreed. See, now there's a disagreement going on. And the last thing you want...
There's bad blood.
No, there isn't. The last thing you want as a photographer is to be any bad blood between you and the person you're shooting. You want there to be harmony at all times. And the only way to have harmony is by having an agreement. So on the back of this release, you should write the model. What do you want to be credited as? What is your agreement? Is your agreement it's known as TFP, Trade for Prints, or TFJ, Trade for JPEGs? Are you paying the model? If you're paying the model, then you've paid the model, and that is that model's compensation. If you're not paying the model, then the compensation is usually the JPEGs. Now you can get into a whole relationship situation with what access do you give the model. I make it very clear, and I did, that I only allow models to see my finished work. Not all my negatives.
Okay.
So the model has no access to like all the scans. So that model needs to know, and you need to put it in writing, that he or she is not going to see every single shot you took, because they may think that.
So you're putting the cards on the table right.
You have to put the cards on the table, because you've seen and you've complained, and our good friend in England, Jeremy's complained that people vomit on Flickr. When I say vomit, I don't mean physically. I mean they vomit their
everything.
Let's say this model shoot I did with Joe, that I scanned every image, and I must have hundreds from this one shoot, and I put everything up. I'm not doing that, because that's not the purpose of my film shoot.
Putting your selects.
Thank you. Yes, only releasing my selects, and even some of those I'm not putting up on the web, because I may reserve those for a book.
Right.
So the model may not know that. So the model may get cross at you because they're not getting anything. They're like, okay, where are all the images?
What a dick.
But you can see this happening, right?
Absolutely. You could see it happening in a second.
And then you could say, oh, well, you're only going to see my selects. And then that person may say, well, I didn't know that. I thought I was going to see all the images.
Right.
Now, as a photographer, you want to control your art, so you don't want all your images getting out, because then that model can take your images and dump them on their Tumblr.
Right.
And now everything's out. So you need to be very specific about what the model is getting.
Like, who took this photo? Her eyes half closed.
Exactly.
Oh, photo by Michael Raso. Ugh.
I guess you can think of it that way. So I told Jill she's only going to get to see selects, but she countered by saying, can I come to your studio to look at everything?
Perfect.
You know what? I'm a very reasonable person. I said, sure. So if Jill wants to make the trip to the FPP studio, she could sit here on one of my light tables. She could sit here and peruse all of the images. And maybe she'll see something that I missed.
That could be interesting.
So to sum this up, if you're out shooting models, if it's trade for JPEG.
CYA, baby.
What does that mean?
Cover your ass.
Yes. You really need to be comprehensive. You can't let it be... there are people I know who don't even get a release.
Yeah.
And I can't tell you, and I'll just say it, you're being kind of silly.
And you're asking for trouble, as they say.
You are totally asking for trouble.
And headaches. And who needs it?
Yeah.
Really.
You want to own... you're spending the money for film. You're spending all this money. You need to own what you shoot.
Yeah.
It needs to be an asset of yours.
Absolutely.
So that's my modeling story. This past week, I shot Desiree. Let's roll in a little segment. She talks about model mayhem, as a model.
So is she talking about how you're supposed to conduct yourself?
Talks about some offers she gets on Model Mayhem, and now not everyone is shooting for art's sake.
Yeah.
So let's hear what Desiree has to say.
Okay.
And I'm sitting here in the Film Photography Project studio with Desiree. Hi. And you've been here before.
I have been here before a couple times already. It's becoming a habit, I think.
It is.
Which is something I'm happy with.
Bring
it on.
I think this is the third time that we've shot. We just finished up a photography shoot.
Yes.
We brought a box full of different outfits.
I got a lot of clothes.
I've
got an entire room in my apartment that's strictly a wardrobe.
Yep. I had mentioned to Desiree that I love to shoot models over a course of years, like an album, so to speak. So I shot you first probably back in 2009.
That sounds about right.
It does.
Oh, wow.
And then I think it was like late 2010 maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And here we are early 2013.
We might have even done a couple little ones in between that time. I think we did a couple shoots like the first year that we were working together.
Yes.
Just every time if you had same sort of scenario, if you had a camera you wanted to test. I remember we did a couple different like Polaroid shoots and things like that. We'd done one in the cemetery.
Yep. Yes, we did.
Yeah.
And one time you brought your band Monday Night Bear Claw over.
Exactly.
And we did all three of you.
Mm-hmm.
For those who don't know, I collect and shoot with vintage cameras. Every few months I'll be like, oh my God, I have to start putting some shoots together with models because I need subject matter to shoot to test all of these different cameras.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I initially contacted you, which was on Model Mayhem.
Right. Yes.
Probably back in 2009, I was looking for someone local. At the time, you were in either Bloomingdale or Butler.
Bloomingdale, yeah.
And
very close.
You're still on Model Mayhem.
I am still on Model Mayhem in the sense that my profile is still up. I've not been very active on Model Mayhem. For the first year or so, I would check it very regularly, and I did actually work with a couple different photographers and had a couple good opportunities with that. But it started to move more in the direction of a fetish. You know, a lot of the people that were contacting me were wanting to do video shoots or photo shoots, a lot of bondage, primarily a lot of feet. I'm not really sure what the feet thing came from. I mean, I assume that they probably just are able to find a lot of models who will do foot fetish videos or foot fetish photographies because your face doesn't have to be involved, and neither does your body, even for the most part. But I've yet to have my feet photographed for a fetish website, so I've had a tendency to stay away from Model Mayhem for probably about the last year. I have checked it very infrequently. I would like to go back to it, but I suppose the combination of the foot guy, who the foot guy stands for every foot guy and every fetish shoot guy.
Right.
After that, I just, in combination with a demanding schedule, I just kind of let it fall by the wayside.
But there's been some photography over the years with in conjunction with the band.
Yes.
Like I saw on Facebook, the band in the bathtub wearing bikinis.
Yes.
So there have been a few other shoots.
Yes, that was actually the photographer who shot us that was my apartment in Bloomingdale. She was a guitar player who I worked with in a band called Calentora. I played keyboard in this like all chick rock band for a couple months, and she played guitar, and that was how I met her. Obviously, I had told her about Monday Night Bear Claw at the time, and she had mentioned that she was a photographer, and she knew that we were just starting out, and this was years ago, and she offered to come by and take some photos, and the schedules worked out, and the girls were into it, so we put it together. But that's where she came from.
Yeah.
So that was more of an organic meeting, I suppose, versus a Model Mayhem type idea.
Was there another shoot outside in like a warehousey type scenario?
That was the same day that we shot in the bathroom. Down the street from my apartment was this, I don't know exactly what it was. I mean, it's a building. I've never been inside. It's a business of some kind. I don't know what they do.
Yeah.
But in their parking lot, they have these box trucks, like these abandoned box trucks. I mean, they're clearly very old. All the tires are flat. They haven't been moved in years, and they're like all painted these dark greens and browns and these camouflage colors. It's really interesting. Like I said, I didn't know anything about it, but I would drive past it every day on my way home from work, and it was 4 steps from the entrance to my apartment. I suggested that maybe we just go down there. It was like a Sunday. There was nobody there. I figured we would just swing by and just see if we could get a couple shots, because I always noticed it. So I thought that the aesthetic was not necessarily relevant, but something that I wanted to work with. So sort of used that as the guinea pig for the chance of shooting there again. And we actually didn't even end up using the shots very often, but I think about that location all the time. I thought it was awesome.
Yeah. That was more of a like, hey, let's bring the band out, let's get some band shot type scenario.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And that guitar, you're not in that band anymore with that photographer.
No, I'm not. That band's not even a band anymore, unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
Because I loved it. I thought it was great. But we practiced like in New York, somewhere in New York, and it was like twice a week, and it was too difficult for me to get there, and it became really expensive because I would pay like a $12 toll, every day to go. So it kind of just faded out, and the singer got married, and we just sort of fell apart, unfortunately. Right. But I'm still in contact with all of them.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So if you get a email or correspondence about modeling, you really just, I guess, you look at the profile and you kind of feel it out to see, okay, what is it the photographer wants to shoot, and then you kind of take it from there.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, or I'll ask, just for the details. I might not even necessarily check out their page until I get the details of the shoot, if I like the idea, if it's somewhere that I can get to comfortably, preferably somewhere I've been before. I've gotten a couple offers for shoots that were going to take place in the city, but I've also had people that they would say like, oh, well, you come and do the shoot and it'll be great exposure for you, and we'll have a hairstylist and a makeup artist, but you have to pay them. And I'm like, well,
really?
Yeah.
I've never heard that before.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm not going to go all the way to Manhattan and pay somebody to do my hair and makeup.
See, I've never heard that before.
Yeah. I got that once or twice, actually.
I mean, there's a lot of TTP, trade for prints,
yes.
TFP.
Trade for pics.
Yeah, trade for pics, trade for
print.
JPEG, whatever it is now.
Yeah, a lot of that.
But I've never heard that someone want a model come out and pay the hairstyle.
Yeah.
Usually that's all provided.
Yeah.
And you just do the work and then can get the JPEG.
Yeah, I kind of assume that it was more likely to be someone who was asking for that was probably in business with the stylist.
Gotcha.
They probably had a thing together like, oh, I'll do the pictures and you'll do the makeup and the hair, and I'll trade the pics and they'll pay you, and I don't know, a way to sort of generate some kind of income,
Right.
But yeah, I was never able to do that either.
Yep. For folks out there listening, wherever this interview may appear, if it's now or if it's on an archive, you could always reach me at podcast@filmphotographyproject.com. My name is Michael Raso. If you want to track down Desiree, we've been in touch all these years, and
Absolutely.
I'm sure we will be in touch in many years going forward.
I sure hope so.
See this little baby? No other pocket camera does what it does. It's unique because only the new Kodak Extralight cameras have built-in Sensolite flash. Sensolite flash turns itself on and flashes automatically when you need more light. It even turns itself off. You'll never worry about flash again. These new cameras with Sensolite flash are the easiest to use Kodak pocket cameras ever. I trust my stories to cameras and film from Kodak, America's storyteller.
Hey, this is Michael Raso. If you're shooting talent or shooting a model, whether it's trade for print or it's a paid model, you should have a model release form. I cannot stress enough. I've certainly mentioned it on the show many times.
What show?
In order to utilize your work in the future on the web, in printed materials, in books and magazines, you will need to have a model release form in your portfolio.
When a publisher is going to publish your book, they will request model release forms.
Holy sheesh.
The FPP store now carries model release forms. Filmphotographystore.com and go into camera accessories. When shooting a model, it's always great to get a model release and either a digital or can be film shot of that model's ID. ID and model release are key to proving that you own your work. Get a model release. Thanks.
Yeah.
Hey, we're back.
Oh, my.
Hey, let's talk cameras, because wouldn't it be funny, John?
Yeah.
How hilarious would it be?
It'd be so funny I would break your
We're
neck.
doing this special winter show, just me and you. I was like, hey, John, why don't you come up nice and quiet? We'll talk about your cameras, because you always ignore you.
Always forget me.
And we talk, and then you leave. And like, wait a minute.
Hey, effed again.
Well, luckily, one of your cameras that you got is one I got too.
Yeah, we both got.
There seems to be a Mamiya M645 explosion going on. How cheap is this camera now? Does yours say M645?
No, I'm not. No, I got just a regular.
What's it say on the side?
That says M645.
It does?
Yeah, you got the meter in it. I don't.
Oh, the meter's in the eyepiece.
Yeah. Oh, is it?
Yeah.
That little.
See, on/off meter.
Oh,
That's
okay.
the
Yeah, I have the waist level viewfinder. I don't have the eyepiece.
So this is.
But I can purchase it for $50, which is not bad.
For folks out there listening, this is the Mamiya M645 camera. It's a medium format camera. Takes 120 or 220 roll film. 120 roll film is the exposure is based on your camera. It could be 8 exposures, 12 exposures, 16 exposures in the 645, because I think the 645 has to do with the aspect ratio of your frame.
Right. 4x5, yes.
4x6.
6x4.
It's rectangular.
6x4.
I believe so. What does it say on the web? Mamiya M645. It's a medium format camera. 220 film is basically a 120 roll of film, but has more film on it. It's longer.
Yeah.
So in this camera, you get 16 shots per 120 roll.
Yes.
32 shots per 220 roll.
Yes.
This camera has a shutter speed of anywhere from B bulb. You got very nice. You got 8 seconds, 4 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second.
It's a 6 by 4.5 image.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It goes up to 500th of a second, which seemed to bother Mark, but doesn't bother me.
No.
Does it bother you?
No, he's bothered by stuff. He sweats. He gets too much film sweaties.
Film sweaties.
He's sweaties with this film.
This is a very high quality.
This is the go-to wedding photographer camera
from the 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah. A very high quality medium format camera for someone who's on a bit of a budget.
Yep.
It's not a Hasselblad.
No.
You know, it's not a Rolleiflex.
But it ain't no Yashica either.
Well, Yashicas are beautiful.
Yeah, they are, but it ain't no Yashica.
Well, it's different than a Yashica.
Yeah.
What does it say on the web there about it?
The M45 was produced between 1975 and 87.
Wedding guy camera.
Totally. 6 by 4.5 centimeter image. M645 bayonet mount.
Wow.
Stoops.
M what?
M645 bayonet mount for the lenses. What do you have on there? 80 mil or 50?
80 millimeter. I have an 80 millimeter 2.8 lens on it right now.
Yeah, I got mine has a 50 2.8.
Oh, it's wider.
But 80s are the most common. All the auctions on eBay have either an 80 or 90 millimeter lens. But this one had an auto winder and a 50 millimeter lens, 2.8.
And what did it cost you?
$200.
$200.
And I'm like, yeah, I got the auto advance, and then one sold on eBay the very next day for $10.
The auto advance.
Yeah, but there's a lot of buy it nows for $100. So
the Mamiya M645. Matt Marash has or had the updated version of this. There are different versions of this camera, like newer, sleeker. Did you see the newer ones?
Not the same model number. The RBG67 or something?
In order to load your film in the Mamiya 645, it comes with what's known as a film insert.
Oh, yeah. There's a 645 1000S that has a depth of field preview button.
It's a film.
And top speed of 1,000.
You load your film into a film insert that actually drops into the back of your camera, which is why it was popular for event photographers, because when you're done with your roll, you could pull this cartridge out with your film in it and have another one already loaded.
Ready to go.
Ready to go.
Those guys would have like 6 of them ready to go.
I actually remember the cart. Do you remember these things from those wedding guys?
Oh, yeah.
Gene Gabelli?
Gene Gabelli. He shot my wedding. Hey, you still have my wedding video? Super VHS?
Yes, I do.
Okay, good.
I'm actually going to load. Is yours loaded?
No. I told you I forgot my film.
Oh, what do you need?
What do you got?
I got it. You want 800?
Yeah.
You want 800?
800.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have a flash adapter. Now, with that viewfinder, does that a hot shoe or cold shoe? Hot shoe. Does it have its own battery? No, I don't have anywhere to put a flash. No, no. Your hot shoe is on your viewfinder, and well, you got a cold shoe on your handle, right?
Dad, you don't have a hot shoe.
Nope.
You need a flash bracket.
Yes. That comes on the viewfinder.
With this 800 film, I think you'll be able to shoot in the light that we have. But flash that's like this, right?
Yeah, there's a PC outlet, right? Yeah. There's an X. What's FP?
Hey, look at this. Look at this. This is a pack of Lomography color negative 800 120 film. Look at that, huh?
Really?
It's nice, huh?
That's beautiful. Analog love. What's the FP? There's an X out and an FP out.
Where?
On the side. Other side, where your finger is. Right where your big gorilla mitt is.
Oh, look at that. I don't know.
What does FP mean?
I don't know. FPP.
I'll have to look it up over here.
So right now, John and I are looking at our Mamiya 645 cameras. This is an amazing day here at FPP. Imagine that. Both
Flash
of us.
PC sockets. Oh, and FP. Flash sync 1/60th of a second. Yeah, it says flash PC sockets, 2 on the left side of the camera. X and FP. I don't know what FP is.
Doesn't say, eh?
Nope. Just tells you that there's 2 of them. This is fun, just sitting here loading film, right?
It is,
Hanging
absolutely.
Out. 2 guys just hanging out.
These cameras, they're popping up on eBay left and right, and they're going for really reasonable.
Yeah.
There's one up there for $150.
Just the body or with the lens?
No, I had a lens. I look for eBay auctions. I make sure that like whoever's selling it own the camera. They know what it's all about.
Yeah, you can tell by the
I left that on.
By the description. What?
This
I can't take the frickin' thing off.
You can tell by the description if someone knows what they're talking about.
If it's had a good home.
You don't want a camera that didn't have a good home or from an estate sale where no one knows anything unless they offer you the 14 days of money back.
A lot of people say, I don't know anything about this camera. I don't know if it works, but it looks good. You're taking a risk.
Now, in each little film
But
holder...
if you mark Dalzell...
Yeah, if you mark.
Under.
In each film holder, or film magazine as I call it, it's very specific the way it loads, and there's even like a little start thing where you line up your arrows. And then once you get your film loaded, this little film cartridge drops into the back of your Mamiya 645.
Wait a minute, does it load on the top?
What are you talking about? You've loaded before?
I only loaded once before.
That's
this
correct.
Goes up here.
Oh, it's wrong. It's wrong.
This goes on top. Take up reel goes on the bottom.
Take that reel off the top. Let me see what it says. The pitch is there.
Oh, it says start.
Yeah, it's wrong.
It's supposed to go into here.
Now, you see, when I finish a roll of film, and regardless of what camera I'm using, if it's a roll film camera, I always take out the take-up spool and put it in the,
There's a little diagram here. How stupid of me.
When you're done shooting your roll of film, what was your film roll is now, you need to take that spool and put it in the take-up side so that you're ready for next time.
So you don't have this problem. But it's very easy to load.
It is, and it snaps right into your camera. It actually makes a little tick-tick.
Okay, there we go.
This is a camera that only fires the shutter with a battery. This shutter will not fire without a battery.
It will fire. If you put it in the multi-exposure.
Without a battery. Without a battery.
Without a battery.
In your camera.
Yes.
Your futter will not fire without a camera. Your shutter will not fire without a battery.
It will.
It won't.
In the multi-exposure thing, it will.
Now, the shutter will not.
The battery I had in there was dead.
Okay.
Oh, wait. No, maybe you're right.
The shutter will not fire without
the fire will not shutter without your camera
also,
and the battery.
Folks out there listening, both John and I's M645 cameras have the same exact problem, which is a problem associated with this camera. What's the matter?
I can't find the start arrow.
So you didn't go there yet.
Oh, there it is. It's up there. Oops, I passed it. I effed it.
Stoops. So now you have to take out, you have to roll it back a little bit. Yeah, I'll be fine. There's a film counter in this camera that, when you begin, has to go to S.
Wait.
You have to take that out. You have to reset your film counter.
Oh, how do you do that?
Well, it's supposed to do it automatically, but
supposed to.
It's a malfunction of this camera.
Really? Yeah, it's still on 12 exposures here.
It needs to go back to S.
Yeah, so what do you do?
There's a little gear in there. This little gear.
Yeah.
That when you
the
turn
one on
it,
top?
It turns it back to S.
Really? Oh, I got to go backwards?
Yes.
Can't go forwards. Okay, so it's on to S. Now I got to load it.
Now you load it.
Jeez. Huh? Yes.
Now let's hear it, because now you have to turn the camera on, and with your camera, you have some kind of auto.
It's auto
advance.
Auto advance. Let me see.
We gotta.
Then I do it.
Oh!
Automatic. Bing. Right
that one right to one.
Sounds so clunky.
My camera doesn't have auto, so I have to do it manually. Listen to this.
I kind of miss that sound. This came with the auto advancer. I don't have a crank. The guy, I guess, took it off because you have to take the crank off to use the auto advancer, but he didn't give me the crank.
You know what that's good for? Weddings.
Yeah.
Your auto advance.
Yeah.
Because you don't have time to crank.
No. It's good. I can shoot off the hip with it, so I plan to try and do that.
But it gives, as I would say, it gives one more thing that will break.
Yeah. Although this thing, it sounds clunky as a mofo.
Now, there's a little window in the back. You see this little window back here?
Yeah.
That is where I highly advised. I'm doing a lot of advising today.
Oh, you put in what you got.
I can't tell you, John, how many cameras I start shooting with, then I forget there's film in it. So I'm putting in here Lomo 800. I'm going to do one for you, too.
Thanks, man.
Lomo 800. Got my little scissor here.
Let me find my meter. La-da-dee, la-da-da. Load for me, light meter.
I also highly recommend paper tape. Paper tape, I gave you a roll. Have you been using it? Paper
yes,
tape?
Absolutely.
It's white paper tape. You can get it in either 1/2 inch or 3/4 inch size. And you can go to MrArt.com to get paper tape. It's great to have in your camera bag at all times. Now, here's your little cheat sheet for the back of your camera, John.
Thanks, man.
Lomo 800. Now, I metered that in this light, that at
f.8, 60th of a second.
Oh.
What'd you get? That's what I got on my light meter.
Oh, Oh, no, that's wrong.
Well, you know what? The light is pointed more at me.
Oh, it is.
You're getting a lot of bounce. I'm getting direct.
Okay, I said it's f2.8, 2/50th of a second. Two-stop difference.
Getting a lot more light than
You getting a lot more light. Take my lens cap off.
Oh, beautiful. Nice viewfinder. Look at that.
Oh. My shutter got jammed. Stuck, yeah.
Is it open?
Now, when I rewind it, my shutter gets stuck at 2/50th of a second.
That's F.
Yes.
You gotta work it. That's what Mark says.
Really?
You know what I read? I read that sometimes these cameras get stored and the aperture is left on one setting. So if it's left on that setting, it kind of gets sticky. So you just got to do the Mark and Dane technique of just firing it at that aperture.
Yep.
A couple of hundred times.
500th of a second. It worked fine. I'm going to go back 2/50th, see what it does.
So it probably got stored on that setting.
Let's go back 2/50th of a second. Okay.
Let's listen.
Let's see what happens here. 1, 2, 3. Now it worked.
Just had to free it up a little bit.
I would like to make a point, and that point about vintage gear is this. You're not going to get perfect.
No.
Like, you're just not. Like, you're going to have some idiosyncrasies of a camera.
Well, what if you just send it out to be CLA'd?
That's be a great idea. I haven't sent out one camera to be CLA'd.
No, me neither. Do you know if Unique does it? Where would you?
Unique doesn't. Here in New Jersey, you can go to Essex Camera.
Oh, that's right. You guys were talking about the crotchety old dude that works there.
You go in there and they look at it and it's like $250. Like they just throw a number at you.
It's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous.
But where else do you go?
I don't know. You'd have to use your eye product to Google.
The Google. CLA service times. You can get a career service in CLA career. What? CLA career services?
It's working. It's working fine now. The Mamiya M645 will deliver like the sharpest, ridiculously sharp, excellent, awesome images you will ever see. You can't even compare it to 35 millimeter. No. A beautiful, beautiful image from this camera. Highly recommended. Have you gotten any film back yet?
Nope, I just shot my first roll last Tuesday.
Okay.
Last Smooths Day.
Hey, this is a good segue into our good friend Phil at the Darkroom.
Oh, that's right. How's Phil doing?
Phil's doing great, and Phil at the Darkroom, that's thedarkroom.com, just announced that they are now doing process only for your 4x5 or 8x10 large format film. So that is a new service. If you go to thedarkroom.com, you will see that is available.
Now, you were talking about the Darkroom. You tell me they sell 627 film?
127 film. Oh, can you go to Blue Moon Camera?
Blue Moon.
Our good friends at Blue Moon Camera.
You're going to edit that out, me saying 627, right?
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Our good friends at Blue Moon Camera and Machine, where you could buy film, camera, get processing, and also get a typewriter if you want one.
Yeah?
That's right.
They sell old school typewriters.
They do.
Blue Moon Brewing Company. Blue Moon, what is it called? Blue Moon what?
Blue Moon Camera.
Camera and Machining? Camera Machine. Blue Moon Camera and Machine. Lombard Street, Portland, Oregon. Yep, they have typewriters.
They do.
It's crazy. They are truly analog, this joint. Okay, I'm here. What do you want? Ooh, look
127
at this camera.
film.
Whoa. Film, 110. Yep, 127. They have 4 different types.
Oh, look at that.
They have F-key infrared. Ooh. F-key 100 Raleigh Crossbird. Oh, if they got F-key 127, you know what? I'm going to see if they have it on Slamazon.
Go to Freestyle.
Let's see. Freestyle photo. Okay, here's Freestyle. $10.49, $1 more. It's $9.50.
Now, are you discouraged because you're seeing that to get a roll of film for your 127 camera? Well, I have some good news because I bought, and I think Mark Dalzell has as well. Let's get him on. No, I can't get him on the horn. He'll be pissed he isn't here.
Yeah. Do you feel like you're cheating on him?
I'll just lie. How about I just lie? I won't tell him we're recording. I'll tell him we're just hanging out.
Okay.
And you know what the great thing is? If he's not on the show, he's not going to listen, so it's not like he's going to hear this.
Oh, that's good.
I want to find out what millimeter film. You could buy a roll and roll your own.
Oh.
All you need to do is go on eBay. Can you go on eBay.com?
Yeah.
And type 127 film, see what we come up with. You could buy like film from the 50s that maybe you don't want the film, but you'll want the backing paper so that you can roll your own. Yeah, I'll just text him. Mark Dalzell.
127 roll film, eBay.
Mark, what millimeter?
Sticker roll.
Go to film.
Oh.
No, I meant go to eBay.com, then type in.
Yeah, I did. 127. And it came up with something you put on your floors.
Are you at eBay? Just go to ebay.com.
I am on eBay.
Go in there, just put 127
I did.
film.
127 film?
I'm emailing Mark Dalzell. I'm texting him.
Oh.
I'm not driving, so it's okay to do. Is it? Well, actually, I am driving. I'm driving the show, so
What show?
It's illegal. How did we get on the subject of 127?
Because I was talking about Blue Moon. You said they sold 127.
Ooh, man, folks out there. It must be the winter chill.
Got the film sweats.
We're talking about 127 film because John has a TLR, a through-the-lens camera. It's a Yashica 44.
Yashica 44, hi.
That is the poor man's baby Rolleiflex.
Well, you just talked me out of modifying it for 35 so I could shoot sprockets.
Yeah, listen to your friend Mike. Because all the other guys are going to try to twist your arm. Like, oh, no, F that.
Well, I can shoot sprockets in my Yashica Flex.
Exactly. You don't need to ruin your Yashica 44.
Because you just got to take out the spool. Or the little
In order to
bar.
fit a 35mm spool in your Yashica 44, which is a 127 roll fill camera, you have to pull a bar out. So I'm trying to convince John, I think I've successfully done it, of like, hey, why modify your camera? Just shoot 127 film, which is beautiful.
Ooh, look at this camera.
What is it?
Mosca 4, rare Russian camera.
Ooh.
It's a 120 bellows.
So John's Yashica 44 takes 127 film, and you can get film you could buy it fresh at Blue Moon Camera.
Yes, sir.
Or you could buy it at Freestyle.
Freestyle.
I can barely say it. Freestyle. Or you could roll your own by going on eBay.com, buy some expired 1965 film for a few bucks.
Yeah.
In a dark room or in a dark bag, you will take the backing paper off, and then you'll take your fresh roll of film, which you buy in a 100-foot spool, and you roll it yourself.
How long is that going to take? I guess you got to tape it to the end and then re-roll it back around the spool?
The head on the head, you have to tape it, yeah.
So how do you extract the film from the paper? I guess it peels right apart.
Just takes right apart, yeah.
Then you keep the paper intact on the spool.
Yep.
Then you attach the new film to the spool with like tape or something.
Yep.
Then you roll it.
Yep.
How much is 100 foot?
Yeah, a few.
Where do you get that from? 46
Stupid.
millimeters. So now I got to go back. Kodak.
I'm as bad as folks that posting notes and threads.
Look at it this way. You're only off by 2 millimeters.
I started the thread on my phone to mark, what millimeter is 1 foot, when I could just ask the Google.
He stoops.
The Google.
So now you go back to eBay.
Yes, that's
type
what
in
I did.
46 millimeter film.
Yeah, die.
And you'll get a roll of probably
Film.
Portra.
8 rolls of film. Nope, it's all up. Here we go.
Ooh!
$150. Ektachrome.
For real?
Slide film, make 127 film. Or Vericolor slide film.
Vericolor is not slide film. What does it say?
It says Vericolor slide film, make 127 film roll. Exclamation point.
Ooh. Scroll down. What else?
That's it.
How do you
Those
know?
two. These are international.
Oh.
I lost my 3200 ASA 120 film. 2 rolls.
What do you mean you lost it?
Can't find it.
It's in your house?
I can't find it, Mike.
Are they exposed?
No. I wanted to shoot them. So yeah, I could get a roll of Ektachrome, 100 feet for $150.
Feet?
100 feet. Scared me. Yeah, I really don't see myself sitting there all day re-rolling 127 film in the dark. 3 kids be like, Daddy, what are you doing in there? Daddy! What? I'm thirsty.
Here's a listener letter.
This is from Matthew Smith.
It is?
Yeah.
What's this say?
It says, hello to my favorite podcast. I just bought an Olympus 35 SPN, the rare SP, at an antique store for $750. Lots of exclamation points. I'm telling you guys because I know you all appreciate what an awesome find this is. It is in flawless condition too. Thanks for the excellent podcast. Oh, just found an SX70 on Craigslist for $25. Wish me luck. Good luck, sweetie. $25 good for an SX70?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know? You're Mr. Polaroid.
Say that again?
SX70, $25.
It's risky because SX70 is a 1970s camera. There's a good chance that the motor may be not working, so you're spending $25 on an untested camera.
Well, it's on Craigslist. He's going to go check it out.
Bring a empty film pack or a fresh pack of film. Now, I know people saying,
Well, a fresh pack of film cost me, $20 plus.
It's just part of, like, you have to
Part
get
of the deal.
Yeah, you have to get over this. Yeah. Like, if you're going to be testing Polaroid 600 or SX70 cameras, you have to get over this. You're investing into the format for you to shoot. If you're doing it to shoot one pack and move on, then you wouldn't be listening to this show.
Yeah.
What show?
Right. What does Mark say? See if he got it right.
It's from Jim Jankowicz. Jim did the FPP video last year in New York.
That's right.
Did a very good job. Here's from Rose Claw.
Rose Claw. I'm a film nerd. I don't want to shoot digital ever again. I have a Flickr account in which I express all my film love. Keep up the great work, you guys. Rose. Hey, thanks, Rose. Good for you. Rose is on a mission.
What mission is that? A film mission?
Yeah. Once you shoot film, it's hard to go back. Once you're a digital person.
Who's this?
This is from Carl. I don't see a last name. Oh, Carl Lim. I'm already starting to stack up some 35 film rolls, 35 millimeter, especially those that are already out of production and are hard to find here in the Philippines. Oh, hey, how you doing? From the Philippines. Should I store them in the freezer or in the fridge? Wouldn't freezing, refrigerating cause condensation or moisture inside the film cassette? How will it affect my images? Can you give me some advice on how to properly store films before and after exposure? Mike?
Who's it from?
Carl Lim. From the Philippines.
On film that I store in the fridge and in the freezer.
He says, should I store it in the fridge? Should I store it in the freezer?
Well, Philippines sounds hot.
Yes. Humid.
Definitely fridge for short term. Like, hey, I'm going to shoot this next month.
Yeah.
Hey, I bought 60 rolls of film. I'm going to shoot these later, so put these in the fridge. Stuff you're going to shoot in months from now, put in the freezer.
Do you need to let it thaw before you shoot it?
Yes.
How long?
Film from the fridge, about an hour.
Really?
Yeah. Film from the freezer, about an hour or so.
Really?
Yeah. Now here in New Jersey, because the temperature right now is cold, film from the fridge, my fridge is only 46 degrees, so a few minutes.
Yeah.
But there was some film I stored in the fridge and the fridge had some condensation going on. So the film package started to get a little soggy. It's gross.
Yeah.
But, of course, in the package, your film is in its canister, so it's protected.
Right.
But if you want to keep your packages nice in a fridge or in a freezer, use Ziploc bags.
Ah.
And if you want to be extra, if you want to have the film sweats about it,
Right.
put a Ziploc bag in a Ziploc bag. Like double zip it.
Double zip that shit.
Yeah.
As Dane would say.
Is that what he would say?
Yeah, I think he would say that if he was here. Double zip it. Here, why don't you read one so I can shoot you with my camera?
If you own a film camera that you bought on eBay or Craigslist or picked up at a garage sale, there's a chance that the film camera that you bought does not have a owner's manual with it. If you want an owner's manual, it's one hell of a noise.
Yeah, it is, huh?
You can go to our good friend Michael Butkus, and that is orphancameras.com or butkus.us, or as I do, if you just type in Mike Butkus camera manuals in Google, it pops up.
The Google.
And what Mike has done is he's cataloged and made PDFs of like hundreds.
I owe him a couple bucks.
You do?
Yeah.
He asks for a donation. And recently, his site was down. That created a little bit of a, problem. Like, people noticed, and people get worried because Mike's site is a real asset.
Yeah, definitely.
And Mike has a little area on the site. Sadly, people have taken Mike's free manuals and started their own websites where they sell them. And isn't that, like, the most discouraging? It's lazy, and it's rude, and it's wrong.
Yeah. It's not helping to advance the species at all.
No, it's not. And I know it bothers Mike. And
it bothers me.
Yeah. And I tell Mike, don't sweat it. So we, as a collective, need to use his site and send him a few bucks when you get a manual.
Help the brother out, man.
Yeah. It's just a PayPal donation, and you could, whatever.
Oh, really? I didn't see a PayPal. I didn't see a donate.
Yeah.
He has an address there.
No, it's a donate button.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah.
I'll do that when I get home.
So,
I promise. I'll do it right now.
Oh, okay. Mike Butkus camera manuals.
It's B-U-T?
B-U-T-K-U-S.
Cuss.
Let's see what happens here.
Camera manuals. Yes, here we go, Michael. Oh, this is an all-new site.
Oh.
I haven't seen this. Because when I bought my 645, I didn't have the manual. I'm like, how do you operate? How do you put this thing on?
Really?
So I went, I was on the phone with you. And you said, I bet you're on Mike Butkus's website. And I looked, I'm like, I am. Where's the donate button?
Bottom. Oh, you passed it. Oh, there it is.
There it is. So what do you give them?
Depends. I pay once a year.
Okay.
I'll go in once a year, and sometimes I'll drop a hunch.
Well, I downloaded two things. $5.
It's kind of chintzy. You figure if you went to eBay to buy a manual, it's going to cost you a minimum. $10 is beautiful.
Okay, here you go.
You're
Mike.
in there already? Look at that. John Fedele making a contribution to Mike Butkus, Orphan Camera Manuals, orphancameras.com. I can't tell you how many times I've used Mike's site.
Wait a minute. I gotta get in there. Log in.
Speaking of donate, I want to thank everyone out there who's sent FPP a package. And those packages are cameras, film. We're getting a lot of APS. We're going to be talking about APS film in the coming months. We're testing cameras right now. Anyone that sent a package to FPP, a hearty thank you. Anyone that's donated some funds to FPP to keep us going, thank you. We are all volunteer here at FPP. This is a volunteer outfit, and monthly we do have quite a deal of expenses. Sadly, nothing is free. Our web design, is costly. Our web space is costly. Our monthly fees are costly. Our overhead, our studio space, and of course all of our camera giveaways. And now that the U.S. Postal Service has doubled foreign rates, when someone wins a camera that's in Norway, it's going to cost more than the value of the camera. John can't remember his PayPal to leave a donation to Mike Butkus, camera manual guy. But this gives me an opportunity. Right now I'm loading up. We talked about some different film formats today, like 127 roll film. But there's also 620 roll film, which is basically the brother of 120 film. And it is basically 120 film on a different type of film spool.
Is that right?
That's right.
That's all it is.
That's all it is. Here it is right here. Look, the film spool's different. Look at it.
Oh.
See, it's narrower. Now, I've seen many threads online saying, people get very anxious and like film sweaty on the web. Like, you can fit 120 film into your 620 camera. You could use a nail clipper to clip that. Just stop. Just kidding. You might be able to, but the camera's not designed for it, so don't do it.
Gentle pressure.
Yeah, you could try to jam the 120 film spool in there or trim it down with nail clippers, but the way to do it is either buy 620 film. I have a roll in my hand dated from like the mid-60s. Mm-hmm. Or you could get the film spools and roll it yourself. That means you take the 120 film off of the 120 spool and put it on the 620 spool.
Yeah,
that's
fun.
Because you want the proper spool in your camera.
Proper.
You do.
With the proper modulation.
So I'm going to put a roll right now of 620 film into this Kodak Duaflex IV camera.
Ooh.
It's one of those faux TLRs.
Faux.
It's like a point-and-shooty camera. You hear that?
Point-and-shooty camera?
Point-and-shooty camera from those meant for like families to shoot pictures in the 60s.
The typical box.
Yeah, it's a box camera.
From the 50s.
It has like a shutter of like 1/40th of a second. It only shoots at one speed, or B for bulb, so it's 2 speeds. There it is. Look at that.
Look at that.
I take great joy out of shooting with these cameras because I always say if you want a picture to look old, then shoot with an old camera. And that's so true.
Or you could just use Hipstamatic.
Now, back in the day when you used to have this very handsome-looking camera.
It's a very nice piece of plastic.
It is, isn't it? Isn't this a beautiful camera?
Yep.
It has a Kodak lens. Getting to my first exposure. Oh, there it is, number one.
Number one!
Imagine the day, John, where you used to go out to like a party and you used to bring your flash. Here's the flash attachment to it.
Yeah.
This is big. But like, let's say you bring flash bulbs. Honey, bring 2 rolls of film and some flash bulbs. How do you carry this? Look at this box.
That's ridiculous.
Here's a box.
Put it in your wife's purse.
25B bulbs.
Are these the ones that are going to make my face burn?
Yes.
Ugh. Throw off so much heat.
These bulbs actually throw off heat. I can't tell you how much fun these are. You can get these cameras on eBay.com. Just type 620 film and look for like a Kodak Duaflex IV camera. 4 spelled the Roman numeral way.
F-O-U-R?
Yep. No, 4 like Roman numeral. And you there's one setting. This camera's, I think there's only one setting on this camera.
It must be. Look at that.
There's no B for bulb. Oh, maybe there is. John, look this way. 1, 2. No, look a little happier. Look a little happier.
Oh, Christ. It's so hot and bright.
I just exposed a shot.
No wonder people don't like the paparazzi.
These cameras are tremendous fun.
Oh. Hey,
that's not supposed to happen.
Not fun.
That's not supposed to happen.
Popping bulbs at me, they're hot. You know what I like to see when those bulbs
What?
Flash. After, I'd like to see the chemistry just suspended in there. Like, it's like a miniature universe. Chemicals just suspended.
Martin Scorsese, and I think it's Goodfellas. He has a close-up of the flashbulb in slow motion, burning.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And they add that nice... Now, get next to the microphone so people can hear that bulb like...
Oh, okay.
Like...
You guys out there are going to actually hear the bulb. 1, 2, 3. Actually sizzling.
That was my hair.
Oh.
We'll be right back, right after this quick message.
One good time
Deserves another.
and you can double the fun of any day's outing.
With a Brownie camera by Kodak. This Brownie Starmite camera, for example, is the handiest flash camera Kodak ever made.
And it lets you get good pictures the first time with no instruction at all.
No instruction at all. You can count on clear, bright snapshots in black and white or color.
Even color slides you can show as big as life.
The Starmite camera with built-in flash holder costs less than $12.
Other Brownie cameras cost less than $7.
Remember, only a Brownie camera gives you so much pleasure at so low a cost.
Hey, let's do a live spot for the FPP store. The fact that we now sell all types of film. Thank you, Lauren. Can you do that again? You know, the FPP store was known for the instant film, the FP100C, the FP3000B, some expired film. But now, in 2013, I am excited to say that we now carry a full line of
Kodak products.
Holy cow.
That's right.
Ooh.
That's right. A full line of Kodak films. And the most shocking thing is the price.
Holy cow.
That's right. The price. No more dear prices on Kodak film at the FPP store. I'm encouraging everyone to try a roll of Kodak film over at the FPP store because in order for us to be successful,
sell it.
We need to move it out. I'm also thrilled to say we have a full line of lomography, both 35mm and 120 films.
Ooh.
As well as coming soon some Ilford products.
Lovely. Can't wait.
Film Photography Project, hit the store link. Enjoy it. Love it. Shoot it. Order it.
Develop it.
Thank you very much.
The 60-second excitement. It's everywhere. Do you have your Polaroid color pack camera?
Hey, we're back. All right, John. What other of your cameras do we?
Well, we talked about the Yashica 44, which you've told me not to modify, but I've shot 2 rolls of 127 film.
Well, you got your PayPal account out. Yeah. Whoa, you've shot 2 rolls of 127?
Haven't gotten them developed yet.
Oh.
They've been languishing in Mark's refrigerator. He just gave them to me last week, so I'm going to submit them with my next order. So I got some 110 and some 120 sitting on the counter.
What's the 127 you have? Is it black, white, or colors?
Colors.
Okay.
But then we talked about the 645. And did we talk about my nice Leica?
We did not talk about the Leica.
We mentioned it, I think, but we didn't talk about it. I like my Leica.
Have you got any pictures back from your Leica? You have?
Yes. They're what you might expect from an instant camera.
Okay.
But the lens is pretty sweet on it. I compared it to some of my Olympus Stylus photos.
What is the model number of this camera?
This is the Leica Mini. I think it's a 2.
Can you hold that up?
It's just called the Leica Mini.
It takes 35mm film?
80 to $100 on eBay, but I got this one free from my mother's closet.
Okay, that's good.
So that was a nice acquisition. And then, you know what? I'm so happy now that they make color protection for my Spectra type Minolta Instant Pro.
It's your Instant Pro Minolta that is basically a Spectra camera.
It is basically a Spectra.
And you're talking about PZ680 color protection film.
Right. So,
which is the newest formula from Impossible.
I throw it on the table to with wild abandon.
Where's your pictures now? Where are they?
Oh, here's one. Oh, right now it's loaded with Polaroid.
Oh, look at that.
Expired Polaroid that I bought from the FPP store.
Oh, very nice. Have you scanned these yet?
I scanned one or two of them, yeah.
Because the expired Polaroid leans to yellow, but if you, in your scan, add blue, like you go to the thing in with the jig there, and the sliders, and you add some blue, the color really comes up really nice. Yeah.
I scanned a couple. I don't think I've really gotten to correct them yet.
Oh. And you mentioned an idiosyncrasy with this camera. That is not thwarting you from shooting with it?
No. When you don't use it for a while, your first shot always has a very long shutter. The shutter stays open.
But if you used it, like right now you've been using it, if you put a new pack in, it'll be fine?
It'll be fine, yeah. It's just after...
Why do you suppose that is?
Because it's old, I guess.
Okay.
It's like...
What? It's waking it up.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, what are you doing?
You're sleeping here nice for 20 years. Now you have your finger in my butt checking a pulse. What are you doing?
What else do you got over there?
Well, I got, I bought a 127.
Oh, okay.
120.
The Yashica 44, the Mamiya M645.
Right.
35 mini Leica.
Right, mini Leica.
35 millimeter.
And the Polaroid. Got 4 different formats here.
Four
what
different
else you want, for Christ's sake?
And you were talking about wanting to shoot 35 millimeter rangefinder.
Yeah, I bought a the same week I bought my 645.
Are they like this? Like this
type
of
F2,
camera?
let's see. Yep.
They look like this.
Yep, the trigger is over here. It's a Leica M3 copy from Russia. That Fed 3, it's a Leica 3 copy.
And it's considered a 35 millimeter rangefinder.
35 millimeter rangefinder from Russia.
Oh, okay.
And it has an M39 mount on it for the lenses. But Mark, Mr. Wizard, found me
Mr. Wizard.
He found me an adapter ring that will adapt M39 ring screw mount lenses, which the Fed 3 has, to Canon or Minolta.
The Fed 3 has, do you put different
It has
lenses
an
on it?
M39 on it. Yeah, it's a screw mount. But I have an adapter now because I was looking for M39 lenses and I wanted to get a nice 1.4 or 1.2. But I have a 1.4 Minolta and Mark's like, well, stupid. Why don't you just buy the adapter ring and use your Minolta lens?
Stupid.
Free. So it cost me $7 for the adapter, which I'm still waiting for. It came from China. Bought it off of eBay. There's all kinds of adapter rings up there that you can get. So that's exciting. Where's the plunger? Ooh, that's a nice viewfinder.
It's nice, right?
Oh, look at that.
Ooh!
Brutal.
You know, I'm always shooting people I don't experience being shot with. John just took the Kodak Duaflex IV with the M25 flash bulb.
Yeah, brutal.
It actually throws off a blast of heat.
It's like a sun flare.
It feels good, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, especially in this weather. I do that under my covers at night before I go to bed and warm it up.
Still on the Mike Buckus site?
Yeah, this is all new. I haven't seen it. Although I think I come at it from a different angle because I put in 645 manual, so it just goes right to the manual.
There are different areas of the site.
Yeah, there's everything up here. There's Leica Flex. Yeah, I've had my eye on a Leica, but it's too dear. M6 is...
Now, why do you find yourself attracted to wanting to get a Leica?
Now, who was the gentleman in... was his name Alex last year in the FPP walk in London?
Yes, there was an Alex. Yes.
He was the guy that you were helping load.
That was Alex, yes.
Yeah. I think he had an M8 or M6.
Is that right?
Leica. And it was beautiful. You can walk with both eyes open through the rangefinder. Rangefinder was beautiful, crisp and clear. You know what? You hold it, and it's just beautiful. I don't know if the images are going to be far superior, but as far as a piece of art that you take pictures with, it is impeccable. So I really got a bug in my bonnet. What do they say?
A bee in my bonnet.
I really got a bee in my bonnet about it. So I've been trolling eBay, but the camera bodies alone sell for like $900, $1,000, $1,200. Then the lenses, one lens, it was a 1.4 lens for it, sold for like $3,000. It's just too rich for my blood.
Too rich.
But one of these days,
But this is
get one.
The Canon QL17. This is the poor man's.
It's a rangefinder.
Yeah, it's a cute little rangefinder.
Well, I think I'm going to have to, get realistic.
The focus is on the side. See the bar on the side? That's your focus.
Where?
The thing sticking out.
This?
That's the focus.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's a rather easy focus.
Yeah, I prefer the rangefinder focus. Even if your eyes are all effed up like mine are, you can get pretty accurate focus. Is this loaded?
Yes, it is. But is the lens in A? This is on off on the lens. I think it is on A. Look, it's A.
It's on A.
Oh, cock it then.
Auto.
Gotta cock it. Now you're ready to shoot.
Oh, look at that.
Now when you go to shoot, when you half cock when you half press the shutter, you should
the meter.
You should see like the little meter come up.
Yeah, it's on 8.
Perfect.
What speed do you have in here?
400.
Oh, there you go.
Nice. Smooth, isn't it?
That was it?
That's it.
Very unsatisfying.
That's been the case with other folks. The thing, it's not satisfying.
I didn't feel like it fired.
Here, check this one out. This is
I felt ripped off.
Here's the Olympus 35 rangefinder RC, the 35 RC.
As
It's
an
ready to
RC
go.
Cola?
That
Now the focus is on the front
yeah,
ring?
yeah.
Right here.
Yeah. Now this is smaller.
It's an A mode, right?
Yes, it is. No film in it though.
Okay.
But you can still cock the shutter and shoot.
Yeah, I want to feel. Isn't that weird how the shutter firing
Makes you feel better when it's loud.
It has something to do with the emotional connection to taking the picture. This viewfinder is much nicer.
You think so?
Yeah. Camera's a little bit chintzier. Oh, look at that.
For real?
It's a clearer viewfinder.
You
yeah.
think so?
Oh yeah. That was a little better.
That's a now that's a smaller camera also.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Is that more appealing to be a smaller camera? Put in your pocket? Well, unless you got no pockets.
What's this here?
That's the self-timer.
Oh. very simple camera.
See the eyepiece? We're talking about the comparison between the Canon QL17 rangefinder.
It's brighter.
Oh, this is a 2.8. That's a 1.7.
Oh.
Oh my God!
See?
Difference.
I told you.
Amazing
It's
difference.
night and day.
But you know what? That has to do with this particular camera, not the whole. Let's not condemn the whole model.
No, I'm not condemning it. I'm just saying the viewfinder's better. Don't get me wrong now. Don't get me wrong.
The viewfinder is much brighter.
Yeah.
In this Olympus 35 RC. Well, it's time for us to hit the rickety road, John.
Oh, well, that was fun. It was laid back, right?
It's very laid back. We covered a bunch of cameras. We talked about the FPP store, the walking workshop we have coming up. Darren Riley and his new music. Darren's coming to the U.S. to visit us.
Soon to be on the FPP.
Soon to be on the FPP. I know we have a bunch of new listeners this year.
Is that right?
That is right.
Yeah.
So that'll be fun. We'll be back in 2 weeks.
2 weeks. 2 weeks. Sound like a bird.